today?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I am doing well. Thanks so much for hopping on this with me. I appreciate it.
Of course, I appreciate your time.
Well, we're really excited to hear a little bit more about you. So, for all of those who are watching right now, Katie is our very first analyst hire into our data and analytics practice. So, we're very excited about that. Quickly tell us a little bit about your experience at the Analyst Boot Camp and DNA Academy.
So it was awesome. I really wish it was in person because getting to talk with everyone from the different markets and kind of share different backgrounds and different experiences that we all have coming in was really cool and interesting to see where everyone's coming from. But it was so much fun. I had a lot of fun doing the client interviews, the mock client interviews and everything. And it's funny because they're all trying to, it almost seemed like not give us the information that we were trying to get. And all of us in our groups were laughing like, I'm sure that's exactly how it is, because the high level executives and stuff don't know exactly what we need, what we can do, what we can't do. So we thought that was really funny. And the whole joke about any question, the answer is it depends.
Yep, that's the answer.
Yeah, so it was a great experience. It was so much fun to bond with everyone, and we all added each other on LinkedIn and whatnot after. It was great.
That is so awesome. I'm so glad to hear that. We'll definitely have to dig further into that at some point. But to get started, tell us a little bit about you, who you are, where you come from, all the above.
All right. So I was born in Reno, Nevada, but when I was 10, we moved to Phoenix. So this is home now. I grew up in Reno, so I love to ski. I'm a little ski bunny. We go on trips to, Utah, Colorado every winter. That's like our family activity.
Awesome.
I graduated from ASU with my undergrad in business data analytics, and then I just wasn't done yet. I love to learn. It's my favorite thing. So I went back for a master's in business analytics, and I just graduated in May. School was my favorite.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it was great. It was so much fun. I did the accelerated program, so it was 9 months. It was a lot, but it was a good experience. And during that, I was teaching data warehousing and architecture as well as a student teacher. So that's kind of what I'm most comfortable with. But I can't wait to learn everything else there is to learn here from all of the great.
That is awesome. And I'm sorry, my dog keeps barking in the background right when we're trying to talk, but ignore him. So how was graduating in 2020? Did you have a virtual graduation? How was that?
We did have a virtual graduation, but I didn't go because I thought it would make me sadder than happy. So I did a final campus walkthrough because I didn't know my last day of school was my last day of school, and that was something that was kind of sentimental to me.
Yeah.
So after we had learned that we weren't going back, I kind of, just walked around campus to all the buildings that I'd been in for the last, 4 years and kind of bye-bye, wished it well. And then we can walk either in December or May of this year if we want to.
Cool. Yeah, I don't blame you. You're just like stopped immediately. Let's go and explore campus. So that's a great idea. Well, we're very happy to have you at Slalom. I'm glad Shane found you. What has surprised you the most since joining?
I mean, I know before you join, they keep telling you how great the people are, but really the people, as I was telling you, I missed this yesterday because my dog died unexpectedly. And, starting right away, I was terrified to be like, oh my goodness, I won't be on this morning. It's only my 3rd week, but, my dog's dying, so I have to be there. And everyone was just super understanding and compassionate about it. And really it wasn't a stressful ordeal. I wasn't torn. It was like, okay, I can be where I need to be right now and give my all when I get back, and everything's going to be fine. So really just the people have been great, and everyone's been super willing to answer any question you have. You're not waiting 2-3 days for a response and feeling like people don't want to help you. Everyone's just, jumping at any chance they get to help you. And that's been awesome.
And I'm so glad that you say that because I've said this multiple times, but a lot of people will tell me, your culture sounds too good to be true. The people sound too good to be true. And it always helps me with my messaging where I'm like, no, really, like people keep telling me it is the way it is. So, and I experience it as well, but that's so awesome. And especially in this world where we are virtual, we haven't introduced too many new people to slalom during this time, but it is a little bit harder to connect in this virtual world. So it sounds like we've been definitely doing the best that we can in the current circumstances. So that's great. So I know that we talked a little bit about it earlier. You briefly mentioned it growing up in Reno and all these family trips. So it sounds like skiing might be one of the answers to this, but what do you like to do outside of work?
I love to ski. I love to work out. I either run or lift every day when it's not too hot. I like to hike. Over my break, I went to Zion and Bryce with my girlfriends in Utah. So much fun.
Fun.
Yeah, I have a great group of girlfriends. We love to do trips and stuff. We love to get outside. We go to Sedona, Flagstaff, California, wherever. My family has a second home in Huntington Beach, so we go out there a lot.
Oh, that does not suck.
No, it's awesome. It's so much fun, and we play spike ball, tennis courts, anything. I love to read. I'm obsessed with TED Talks. I like to
I saw that in your bio. What's your favorite TED Talk?
Okay, so I have so many of them, and I always write down ideas for my own. But I don't know. One of my all-time favorite ones is about, I can't remember what it's called right now, but it's about girls who code. Like, it's the lady who started Girls Who Code.
Oh.
And she talks about how a lot of females don't get into that industry because as females, we are so afraid to make mistakes and we want everything to be perfect. And she talks about how, during the first week of class, she'll go up to a girl's screen and it'll be empty. And you would think if you didn't ask any more questions that she had been doing nothing for the last 20 minutes. But if you hit, undo a bunch of times, you'll see that she wrote script and she came close, but she didn't quite get it right. So she deleted it because she would rather have nothing than not be able to do it perfect by herself. And just basically talked about you have to be okay making mistakes and not getting it right. And I really liked that because I make mistakes left and right. And, I thought that was ironic that I heard that and that was what I was doing. And I was like, oh, that's so funny. That's probably why I'm comfortable doing this.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think that's so great and such a valuable lesson. You'll definitely have to get involved with some of the affinity groups that we have here at Slalom as well. There's just so many great things. So anyways, that's awesome. So this might be putting you on the spot a little bit, but what are some of your TED Talk titles that you'd like to do?
Okay, so one, my senior year of high school, for one of our final projects, we had to do a This I Believe essay. And my whole topic was stir your coffee with a chopstick. And so I don't like coffee stirrers because they're not tall enough for my coffee cups a lot of the time, so I'll get my hand wet. And I don't like using spoons because they drip. But chopsticks make the perfect coffee stir. So it's kind of like, I don't know, to me it's kind of like I start every morning by stirring my coffee with a chopstick, and it's kind of like think outside of the box, something that could be used for something else could have a better place somewhere else. They're not just for eating. Yeah. To me, it's the perfect coffee stir. So kind of just think of things for what they could be, not always what they are.
That is so awesome. That is so cool. Well, yeah, we'll have to talk more again about all of your ideas, but that's so fun that you write those down. I've never heard that before. That's great. So obviously we've been in this kind of weird quarantine, not so quarantined anymore like we were, when all of this started happening, but are there any new skills that you've developed during this time that you want to share with the group?
When I was younger, I used to sew clothes for my teddy bears. I've always been kind of artsy crafty, and I had this idea to start making handmade swimsuits. So I got a sewing machine and kind of just taught myself how to sew, and I had this whole concept. I was going to call it Katie's Kuhnes, like Katie's bikinis.
Oh my gosh, that's cute.
Thanks. So I started making them for all of my friends, and they're not perfect, but it's been fun. It's been a fun activity, keeps my hands busy. And then we moved to embroidering. So denim jackets. I'm doing a Disneyland, the castle right now on the back of one of them. I've done the Rolling Stones lips, just, you know.
That is so cool. So are you selling them or are you keeping them for yourself?
I was just making them for my friends for summer. You know, everyone gets tired of spending $100 on a, swimsuit. So it was kind of just something to keep me busy. I'm not selling them, but who knows? Maybe one day.
That is so awesome. I love this whole theme that you have around doing something. It's not going to be perfect. You're never going to be doing something perfectly, but you're going to do it anyways. And you should actually talk to our general manager, Sarah, about this because she did a big presentation about it. Not being afraid to fail, right? So I love that. That's great. Well, if you were to think about kind of what you want to do hopefully once the world goes back to normal, it does sound like you like to travel. So I'm sure that's something that you'll want to continue doing. But is there what's the first thing that you're going to do once it's like, hey, you can do what you want at this point? What are you going to do?
I don't know. I honestly haven't felt that restricted, and I don't know if it's because I got used to it or what. Some of my friends still haven't come out of quarantine at all since March. So probably hang out with them that I haven't seen since then. They're not even going to their grocery store or anything still, just getting things delivered to their house. Yeah. They're kind of afraid of it. So probably seeing, the people that I haven't seen in so long.
That's awesome. Yeah, nope, that would be great. And then last question, what would you like other slalomers to reach out and ask you about?
Ooh, that's scary. I don't know. Anything to connect over, I love to eat and to cook. So if you're in Phoenix and you have great food recommendations, let's swap book recommendations. I love self-improvement books. Anything like that.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, I'm sure there's a lot of different things that people will find that they can connect with you over, especially after hearing more during this fun little interview. But I so appreciate your time. Thank you. Thank you for taking it. And welcome to Slalom, Katie. We're happy to have you.
Thank you so much. I feel lucky to be here.